Some people will do everything on their own. They won't ask for help. They won't admit when things are hard. Even when they're drowning, they'll keep swimming alone. And society calls this strength, independence, resilience. But psychologists see it very differently, because behind that so-called strength, there's almost always something this person has never fully admitted to themselves. It usually shows up in the smallest moments. A friend offers to pay for coffee, just a gesture, nothing major, and something uncomfortable stirs inside, a quiet tightness. And instead of just saying thank you, they say, no, I've got it. Not because of the money, but because accepting something from someone feels almost like danger, like a debt that will eventually need to be repaid, like a kind of dependency that's better off avoided entirely. Or at work, colleagues offer to help with a project, and instead of taking them up on it, this person finds 100 quiet reasons to decline. I've got it covered. It's fine. I can handle it, even when nothing is actually under control. This isn't pride, and it isn't just personality. It's a psychological strategy that was once built for protection. Psychologists are clear on this. People who never ask for help are not actually independent. Somewhere along the way, they learned a very specific lesson, that needing something from someone always comes with a cost. Not money, something else. Judgment, irritation, the feeling of being a burden or being seen as weak. And that lesson almost always starts in childhood. A child who reaches out for help and gets "figure it out yourself" or just an annoyed look learns very quickly that asking is not safe, better to handle it alone. And over time, that survival strategy quietly becomes part of their identity. They start to see their self-sufficiency as who they are, rather than as something that was shaped by what they went through. And here's where it gets darker. This strategy of total self-reliance does work, but only up to a point. It protects against disappointment, against the specific pain of reaching out and being rejected or dismissed. But it creates a different problem, and a much more serious one: isolation. From the outside, this person looks solid and dependable. They're always the one helping others, always the one people can count on. But they never let anyone do the same for them. And the result is that there are plenty of people around, but no real closeness anywhere, because closeness requires vulnerability. And vulnerability for this person feels like a threat. There's a way of putting it that cuts right to the truth. If you've structured your life so that you never have to ask for anything, you might have a social network on paper and loneliness in practice. What makes this even harder is that the world keeps rewarding this behavior. People who carry everything themselves get praised, promoted, held up as examples of strength and reliability. So the person keeps getting confirmation that they're doing everything right up until the day they completely burn out, until they wake up one morning and realize they have nothing left. And even then, they still don't ask for help, because they don't know how, because somewhere deep down, they still believe that asking will cost them something they can't afford to pay. Asking for help isn't weakness. It might actually be one of the hardest and most courageous things a person can do, because it means trusting someone and learning to trust. After years of being taught that it always comes with a price, takes a kind of strength most people never see.